If a millionaire came to you and said, I want to swap lives, I'm going to give you an envelope, there's going to be millions of dollars that comes with this envelope, everything that you desired, no questions asked, you just have to pick an envelope, no questions asked, but you know you're going to get substantial money, you know you're going to get the desires of your dreams, but you have to give up the life in your current situation. Would you take an envelope? Would you pick an envelope? Hey guys, welcome to Katie Pop Secrets. As you know, I like to keep it sweet, short, and spicy. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about, would you swap lives with somebody else based on what you see about their lives and what you think you know? When I talk about these envelopes, it makes me just realize that I feel like a lot of people would swap lives or take someone else's life simply by just what people offer, what they show us, what we look at that might look, enticing, what they say, what they show us, but not necessarily what we get to see, what's on the inside, what's behind the scenes, what's really going on in here, And I think that's what a lot of us do. And I really wanted to emphasize that, because are you someone that, would be willing to swap lives with somebody based just on what they portray, what they're telling you, what you think you're seeing, but do we really know what's inside, what's behind the scene, what's really inside this? Okay, so this video is for anybody that has been on social media, has looked at someone's life and maybe wanted all of it, maybe wanted a portion of it, whether it's how a relationship looks, whether it's their career journey, just anything at all. If you've been in a situation where you've been online, you're like, oh, I wish I could. Let me know below if that's ever been you. I know I'm not the only one, because we've all been there. Let me see the show of hands, because I know it's not just me. We've all had a point in our lives where we've looked at someone's life, whether our peers, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's social media guru of some sort. We've all looked at someone and said, I wonder what it would be like, or wonder what it would be like to have that. If that's you, let me know below. We're gonna have a conversation in a chat, and we're gonna ask ourselves, why is that? So is the grass greener on the other side? And to be quite honest with you, I think that's been something that has really been in my brain for the last couple of years. I don't know why. Maybe the pandemic enhanced that during the pandemic, to really think and to really process about life and things that we maybe see. So my question is to you, looking at celebrities, looking at your peers, looking at social media gurus, is the grass greener on the other side? I'm gonna tell you of a little story. I remember there was a couple on YouTube that I just really admired just for their journey and what they achieved. And long story short, followed them for a good while, and later came to find out that they were going their separate ways. And I was in shock. I was like, why? Everything that we've seen looked so perfect. What we saw looked perfect. What they said sounded perfect. The images that we took in looked beautiful and perfect. So what went wrong? Again, we can only see the surface level things, and we don't get to see the behind the scenes stuff. But I just had to think, like, all of a sudden it's over, it's done? How? What happened? What went wrong? What didn't we see? Was what we saw real? I was in a state of just so much confusion, and not just with that scenario, but I'm sure you've seen so many different things in regards to celebrities, your peers, gurus, and people you follow, and all over the place, that sometimes what we see and what we perceive to be a certain thing might not necessarily be the way it is shown or the way that we see it. So if we're out here seeing images and curated things that make us believe that things are perfect, things are so in alignment with what people might want us to see, why do we put so much social pressure and just so much pressures on ourselves to achieve and to become a standard that might not be a standard that is realistic? Why do we do that to ourselves? And I think all of us can sit and say to ourselves, we've had a point in our lives where we've been through that, where you look at something or you look at someone's life and you're like, wow, if only I could. Wow, I wonder what that would be like. Wow, that would be so amazing. But why are we withholding people to certain standards and levels that might really just be unachievable and unattainable? I talked before in a couple videos, and in these videos you might want to check out comparing yourself to others, and if you're feeling left out in regards to being in your 20s or 30s in life. But in regards to this particular situation, I'm just thinking, why is it that we do that to ourselves? Why is it that we look to standards that might not be realistic, and then we put so much social pressures on ourselves to come close to that standard? I just think that we put so much pressures on ourselves. I think of putting the pressure on myself to just achieve more, to do more, to be more. But why are we doing that when it's all socially constructed? Why can't we be comfortable where, as they say, to water the grass, where we are? Why is it that we continue to do that? And I think that I talked about the fact that social media is such a beautiful thing if used correctly, but at the same time can be such a non-great things if it's not used correctly, because I know that it causes sometimes mental health issues. It causes people to doubt themselves. It just causes a lot of things that are not the greatest. So why is it that we do that to ourselves? And I think that it's so important that you really analyze yourself and you really look at what you're spending time focusing on, the people that you're following on these social media platforms, how long you're spending on these social media platforms. For me, that was something that I had to get in check for myself, and I was like, no, I gotta follow people and really have a plan of action when I come here. Don't get me wrong, like I've talked about before, sometimes I literally just need a moment after work to decompress, where I find things that just make me laugh, and I'm in that zone where it's like I just want to be entertained and laugh and have like a good calming moment in time. But I also follow people that I know that are inspiring, that are motivating, and I try not to spend too much time on social media to actually be present in my current life, in my marriage, in the things that are my life, right? And I think that's such an important thing, because I think that we can get so caught up, so consumed, that we forget about the world that is actually ours and not the world that others invite us into or what we're seeing, right? So I think it's just for us to really get a grasp on where we are in life and how we can really work towards, being consumers of what we see, but at the same time, just making sure that what you see and what you view doesn't set the standard for what your life should be. For me, my standard and my center is the one above, right? And that's where I look above to, and that's where I find my center, my faith. And as you know, if you follow me on this channel, my faith in Jesus and God is my realm, and that's my world, and that's my center. So what is your center, and what is the standard that you're following for yourself, right? I think we just have to be so careful of what it is that we focus on, what it is that our eyes see, what it is that we're consuming here that affects here, that is literally what helps everything else in our body and our lives to kind of function, right? If you know what I mean. So again, I'm just here to say, really focus on what it is that you're spending time looking at, and what it is that you're idolizing, and what standards it is that you're looking towards. Focus on your own life and focus on building that. Focus on watering where you are and your relationships, your life, your career. For you, I talked before in my other video that just stay focused on your lane and not what other people have, because from what I've learned for myself in life, that what is for you will come, and what is yours, nobody can take that away from you, right? So again, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. You guys are amazing. I have faith that wherever you are trying to go in your life, you will so get there if you trust the one above and if you just surrender it all to him, guys. I adore you guys. Comment down below. Let's have a conversation. Let me know what you guys want to chat about, and let's just do this together, building a community where we uplift and where we just really try to push people to be the best versions of themselves, not others, but the best versions of themselves that they can be. Again, guys, thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.